In a historic event, Saudi Arabia joined forces with its former adversary, Iran, for a war game hosted in the Gulf of Oman. The development comes more than a year after the two bitter adversaries agreed to a detente after decades of hostility. The spokesperson of the Saudi Defense Ministry confirmed his country's participation in the war games on October 23. The Royal Saudi Naval Forces had recently concluded a joint naval exercise with the Iranian naval forces alongside other countries in the Sea of Oman, Brigadier General Turki al-Malki told the press. Earlier, the official Iranian news agency ISNA quoted the commander of Iran's navy, Admiral Shahram Irani, as saying, "Saudi Arabia has asked that we organize joint exercises in the Red Sea." However, he said no other exercises were being considered at this point. Experts have surmised that Saudi Arabia appears to be proceeding with caution in a bid to distance itself from the regional conflict involving Iran and its proxies on one side and Israel and the US on the other. In addition to strengthening cooperation with Tehran, the Saudi kingdom has been mulling a normalization of ties with Israel for over a year. Saudi Arabia's moves are being watched as Israel is now poised to launch a missile strike on Iran in response to the massive ballistic missile strike launched by Tehran on Israeli territory earlier this month. While these reports could not be independently verified, Saudi Arabia's participation in military drills alongside Iran is indicative of a warming of ties. Experts have noted that strengthening ties between Iran and the Gulf Arabs at a time when the region is up in flames is due to the US's inability to intervene and to escalate the situation. Several policy analysts and military experts have observed that since the Gulf Arab countries have been repeatedly attacked by groups with ties to Iran, they have become doubtful that the US will defend them in the event of an Iranian strike. For instance, despite accusing Iran-backed militia of attacking Saudi Arabia in the past, Washington did not intervene. As tensions rise in the region, the Gulf Arab countries are walking a diplomatic tightrope, engaging with Iran and the United States to defuse the tensions. Saudi Arabia's drills with Iran came after Iran conducted military drills with India, a country that has very close ties with Israel. Earlier this month, the Indian Coast Guard's offshore patrol vessel, the amphibious cruiser INS Shardul, and the Indian Navy's INS TIR arrived at the southern Iranian port city of Bandar Abbas to perform a joint naval exercise in the Persian Gulf. This was the first visit of the Indian Navy's training squadron to Iran. Earlier in 2024, Iranian training ships Bushehr and Tunbi made a port call in Mumbai, and in February, Iran's warship Dina participated in the Milan 24 naval exercises hosted by India in Visakhapatnam. As the two sides commenced their oddly timed military drills, analysts said it was demonstrative of the pragmatism in India's foreign policy, a balancing act between strategic partnerships and global diplomacy in troubled times. India maintains positive relations with both nations involved in the latest conflict.